Right, what I thought might be really helpful is a little exercise that I have for trying to figure out rims to bowls. Oftentimes we don't want to really experiment with rims on a bowl that we've made because it becomes precious to us, especially when you're early on in your learning process. So I have a little exercise here that I like to use, even for myself in the studio, to experiment and think about how I could make a rim differently than I would normally make it. Oftentimes we make rims out of habit rather than really thinking about how they should be. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just throw a little pretend bowl here, bowl shape. And I'll just rib it down a little bit. Now compress the rim. Let's see, I'm going to make a rim here that's pretty generic, that we see quite often in our work in the ceramic world. So this is pretty generic rim. Sometimes it's even thinner than that. But let's think about this rim, what it means to widen this rim up. So what I can do here is I can compress this clay, really thicken it up, and suddenly there's a bit of an angle here, and suddenly that changes the rim very much. And I can go in with my chamois and round that and soften it a little bit. Now that changes the character another little bit. Then I can go in with my chamois and take this side of my thumbnail and kind of jam it into the chamois, and suddenly the rim changes again. And we can talk about a rim that moves inward. So now that's a very different rim for a bowl. Or a rim that, let's compress this, and moves outward. Now that's a very different rim. Okay, then we can also think about splitting the rim, using our chamois again. And there now is another rim. And again, we could roll that out, and it changes the character of the bowl. So now this entire area from here to here can be considered a rim on the bowl. So really ways of changing the character. And that's a simple exercise, and that's even without altering. So then we could just really start to alter the rim, give movement. Movement in that line. So what I'm doing is I'm just sketching out what a possibility for a different rim could be and how to change it. So how to get us off our common rim that we always go back to. And I have to do this in my studio because there are certain habits that I keep going back to. So, little exercise.